Hey, what's up guys? This is Ali from isocialyou.com and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about TikTok hashtags, how to use and what type of hashtags you can use to grow your views and also followers on TikTok. And I'm actually going to share some of my crazy experiments that I'm doing on my account with hashtags. Sometimes I'm using a lot of hashtags and sometimes I'm not using hashtags. So I'm going to share some of those experiments with you so you can learn and then maybe apply or use for your own TikTok account or business. But before we jump into the demo, you know what to do, right? Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notification of all of my future videos. Now, first thing I want to talk about, the kind of experiment or observation number one, it's the same thing that we do on Instagram. The hashtag that we want to use on TikTok, they have to be the right size. So for example, I'm gonna go to discover, and right now my account is really small. I only have 2650, so not even 3000. So I'm pretty tiny account on TikTok right now. So my area is social media. So I'm just gonna go to, actually let me show you, go back up. I'm gonna go to discover, this right here, and then I'll type social media, search, and then I'm gonna go to the hashtags, which is right here. Now, if you notice right here, my account is pretty tiny, but look at this. So if I use this social media hashtag, it has 107 million views. That's too much for me. That's a lot. So for example, look here, social media life, so 2.4 million, maybe that you can use. So my first observation or first tip is when you pick the hashtags for your account, do not pick too small or too big. And I would say if your account is smaller like myself, let's say less than 5,000, then I would pick the hashtags that are less than 3 or 4 millions. So for example, social media life could be a good hashtag for me. Social media marketing, actually this is the one I found. So social media marketing, 1.9 million views. So that's a hashtag I could potentially look into. And the other one is social media manager. So 398,000. So that's not a lot, but it still is a really relevant hashtags. And then also right underneath, social media strategy. So you see what I'm doing is first making sure the hashtag that I select are not too big. But then there's a second thing that I'm doing here. I'm also making sure the hashtags are relevant to me. So if you are into music, then pick hashtags that are relevant to music. If you are in dance, then maybe pick something in dance. So depending on your niche. The other thing I want to show you is, so once you, let's say you want to use the hashtag, I want to use the social media manager. So, ooh, look at this. So I am, let's go back. Actually, this is the video that I posted today. So seems like I'm quote unquote trending or one of the feature videos on that hashtag today. So if I open this, let me mute and then see I'm using social media manager right here. That's one of the hashtags that I'm using. All right, let's go back. So going back to when you're selecting hashtag, one thing I would strongly suggest, make sure whichever hashtag you pick, go there and then consume that content. And then here I am more. Make sure it's the relevant hashtag. It's the right thing. It's your kind of people. Because sometimes you pick a hashtag and you go and it's all, it's a type of content that you do not want to be associated with. So that's really, really important. All right, so let's go back. So that was our tip number one or observation number one. Make sure when you use the hashtags, it's the not too big, not too small. Tip number two is, so something, it's not really a tip, but something that I'm experimenting a lot on my account. But a couple of days ago, so I had this video right here. So it did really, really well, 27,000 views. And I believe my follower growth on that day was close to like 700, something like that. And if I open this video, so look at this. So I'm not using any hashtags. How crazy is that? But what I wanted to test was for TikTok, what's more important, the content and then my caption or hashtag. So it turns out, if you're using the right type of content and you're in your caption, so for example, my caption is social media and digital marketing hacks, see Facebook ads of any online or small business social media manager rejoice. So even though I'm not using hashtag, but if you step back, I'm using my keyword, social media, digital marketing, Facebook ads, social media managers. So that's something I wanted to test, and seems like, you don't need hashtags. I believe my observation is they will help you get the right type of views, but you don't need more than hashtag. It's your content. If your content is speaking directly to your audience, if you can speak like your audience, if you can think like your audience, that's more important than the hashtags. So if I go to the comments, so you'll see the comments I have here, they're really I stopped using Facebook, so really the right type of people. How to get lawsuits. So this hack or this video was about how can you spy on other people's Facebook ads, and it's actually totally legit. Facebook has a tool that anyone can use, so you're not gonna get into any trouble. So, but from the comments, I can tell that I attracted the right type of people with that piece of content on TikTok. So that was our observation or tip number 2, that do experiment. Don't just obsess over the hashtags, focus on your content as well. So when you want to use hashtags, make sure it's relevant to your account size. You're not just starting out, you're not using a hashtag which is 20 billion, 30 billion views, and then you have no chance of standing out in that hashtag. And then let me show you the other thing. So that was the example of my content where I'm not using any hashtags. So here's the video I posted today. So that's also doing really well. So I'm using, social media manager was one of my hashtags, business owner, entrepreneur, lifestyle, business owner. So for example, if you go, I could have used business, but when I look at business, let's go to hashtags. So it has 108.9 million views. That's a big hashtag. So instead of that, if I look for business owner, search, so it's only 3.6 million. So I'm trying to stay under 4, ideally 3 million views for hashtags or the traffic. So that's sort of like my goal. So that was our observation or tip number 2, that don't obsess on the hashtags, do focus on your content. Your content should speak directly to your audience, and it takes a lot of practice. And look at this, I've been doing this, I've tested so many videos. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of testing, a lot of looking at the data and analyzing. So it takes time. And the number 3 tip, or what I want to share, is actually we kind of covered, is I call it ABT, always be testing. So I'm testing a lot of different things here, hashtags. Before this I was not. So here's some hashtags. Last week I was not using any hashtags, so there are no hashtags in this video. So there's no, I think no one way. Make sure you are always testing what works best for your account. You'll see someone using a certain hashtag and it's doing really well for them, and when you try to use it, it may not do really good for you. So this is something that I always tell my clients or students, hashtag ABT, which means always be testing. And then, if you want to follow my journey, absolutely connect with me on TikTok. I'm at alimirza2k. I'm planning on doing more experiments. So I tested not using hashtags. Now I'm testing using hashtags. I'm planning on uploading video without any caption. And I'm planning on just using the hashtag without any descriptive text. So there's a lot of tests that I want to run. I also want to test different types of content. So for example, here, you're seeing my face all over the place. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see a lot of other, sometimes faces of famous people, Steve Jobs. And then you see this text right here. So I'm testing a lot of different type of content and see, what I learn. And obviously whatever I learn, I would love to share with you guys. But for that, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon, right? So you get notifications of all of my future videos. All right, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I will see you in the next video, but make sure before you go, hit the subscribe and the bell icon. I will see you next time. Bye.